What's up, everybody? Thanks again for joining Tankers Fantasy Football. We're going to hit you up with the first mock draft of the summer here. See where everyone's stock's currently at. As you can see, we're kicking it 3 wide here. We have a guest appearance. Who we got here?
Fun Bags, first time on Tankers.
Fun Bag showing up. We got another league mate who's off-site doing a draft. Where is he even at? Where is he sitting at? He's sitting at the 5-hole, I think. Sitting at the 5-hole. We got Eric Fisher. Bring up a little picture of old Fishbone. There we go. There's a Fishbone. He's going to be drafting out of the 5 spot. We're going to do a 12-team PPR for you guys tonight. Hit it off early in May for you. See a little early May stock to see how it changes between May and August. Probably going to be hitting mock drafts every 2-3 weeks around here.
All right, so I'll be going first up here. I'm going at number 3, and I feel like in a lot of these drafts, I feel like 3 to 5 is kind of the money range for these guys. This draft reminds me of a couple years ago when you had guys like Bell and you had Lacey and you had Charles and AP, where it's very running back heavy to start. I feel like this year is the same thing. You're going to have Zeke, you're going to have Bell, you're going to have Johnson going at worst all 3 top 5 here.
Yeah, I think it's a top 4 pick situation. I think the top 4 guys are a whole nother level than the guys right after that. And David Johnson.
Top 6.
Top 6 even. I mean, we got who?
I got Odell as my number 5.
I just don't see Julio and Odell on the same level as a guy like Antonio Brown and Ezekiel Elliott and David Johnson and Le'Veon Bell. I think they're just a little bit tier below him.
I think they're just as good.
I think Julio Jones and Odell Beckham are kind of hanging out with the Mike Evans. Mike Evans and AJ Green. I love those guys. But I just think they're a shade lower than those top 4.
I'd put Odell above Julio just for the health factor, but yeah, I think if those top 3 running backs easily going to go top 5. So where are you guys sitting at here?
I'm going to pull up at 11, kind of do like a ass into the draft here, see what I get. I'm going to try to go a little bit more running back if the draft allows me early to see what can shake up, because I think there's going to be a little bit of value later on wide receivers here. I know they're not going to be sexy boy stud wide receivers, but I think they're going to be able to get you enough done for these top 2 running backs I'm looking to try to scoop up to cover the spread.
I went 10 just because I think in the off season you got to do a bunch of mocks from all over the draft board just to get a feel for where you're at. You got to be ready when your draft's coming August.
Grinding out there.
And once again, we do our mock drafts, fantasyfootballcalculator.com. Check it out. It's free, super easy. They got PPR, standard, 2 quarterbacks, dynasty startups, and about any number you can do, 8 through 14, I believe, for teams. So definitely awesome to practice some mocks to get you ready for draft day here.
All right, getting ready to fire it up here.
We got Fisher at 5.
We got Fisher at 5.
All right, fired up here with the first pick of the draft. About to get going here. We got a surprise pick in Ezekiel Elliott a little bit. I mean, that's some hype. I mean, I know Bell and David Johnson. Who do you think? You really think Zeke's the #1 guy?
I can see it happening. I mean, that offensive line's
we got Bell going right after him,
The offensive line's not going anywhere. I'd probably put Bell #1 on my big board. But right now, I'm up, and David Johnson's there at 3, and I am ecstatic. So that is the pick that I'm making right now. David Johnson, #3 overall.
Clinton, Iowa.
Clinton, Iowa, represent. And Antonio Brown, like I said, those 4 guys are going to go top 4. He just went at 4. We got Julio Jones just went. And then
Fishbone with the Julio.
Fishbone dialing in with them Julios. We got Odell off the board. All right, this guy. Who do you think this guy? Who do you think? I mean, I'd take Mike Evans right now if I was this guy. What would you do?
Yeah,
I would take Evans too.
Yeah, I think it's too scary for any other guy at that high of a
I love AJ Green, but coming off the injury, and Mike Evans a little bit younger.
It's insane numbers of targets.
Insane ridiculous targets, like 150 plus.
But he only
it is going to go down.
Of them.
Oh yeah,
and he's terrible after the catch.
It's going to go down this year too. They brought in some weapons. All right.
Oh, he took McCoy, a surprise situation. Definitely probably wouldn't have done that. I mean, I know I like me some McCoy, but I just, he's too busy with the groin, always with the groin injuries, with people in the herpy rumors, keeping him down and or whatever. I don't know about that. I don't really give a shit about that. But, I mean, either way, I definitely would not have taken LaShawn McCoy over guys like A.J. Green and Mike Evans.
All right, Evans off the board.
There you go.
Green's off the board. I like both those guys. I think Green, he's a lock for 1,000 yards, minimum 80 catches.
Those guys knew more than
pushing double-digit touchdowns.
Those guys are on the level.
I'm up. Soup's up. Soup takes Michael Thomas, New Orleans.
Oh.
It is a tough pick. It really falls off after 9. I learned falls off bad.
I mean, if this is redraft, which we're basically doing a cover of redraft here, I mean, Michael Thomas is sexy. It's just that, you know, how long is Drew Brees going to...
If it was keeper or dynasty, I probably wouldn't make that pick.
Yeah, probably looking more Melvin Gordon, something like that.
Speaking of Melvin Gordon, I'm going to snake him right now at pick 11, right here. Oh, there you go. I'm feeling going running back. I'm glad that Melvin Gordon slid to me. I feel like Melvin Gordon is much better value than LaShawn McCoy, where LaShawn McCoy was taken in this draft. I'm in love with it right now. I really am.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon, I think he's going to be more efficient than last year. He might be not nearly as touchdown heavy. It's hard to expect that how many touchdowns he had to keep that up. But
first beer off the board. And Jordan Howard, you know, I just can't do it, Bears. I just can't draft Jordan Howard over Melvin Gordon in the dumpster fire. But that is the Chicago Bears. I just can't bring myself.
Who would you really take over him at that pick?
I mean, I love Jordy. It's tough to pass on Jordy.
Oh, but he just took both Jordy.
He got them both.
He got them both. Feeling okay about it. He got some old trusty and got some king of the dumpster fire. The Lord of the Dumpster Fire and Jordan Howard here. And I'm up again.
Who you got coming back?
I'm going to stick to my boy, the guy out there. I'm going to tell you I was going to go running back. They're saying reports are coming out about him being better in the passing game, more involved. And if that's the case, my boy, the only man who have run for as many times for 200 yards in a season as the murdering O.J. Simpson. My boy. Jay Ajayi right now. Now 14th overall.
Over Freeman?
Over Freeman. I've lost my mind. I don't care.
Yeah.
Over Freeman. I'm all in on it. Let's go.
Soup's on the clock.
The hype train is docked.
Soup is taking last year's, I think he led the league in receiving yards, if I'm right, T.Y. Hilton.
Oh, my.
Number 1 receiver in Indianapolis.
Oh,
he's chucking.
He's not really a red zone target, but
no,
he's what do you think last year he was like 91?
Man, he did a lot.
7 touchdowns.
91
a lot of catches.
If Moncrief can stay on the field, though, I mean, T.Y. did a lot of his eating while Moncrief was out. A lot of his eating. He was getting like 10 to 13, 14 targets a game. My Moncrief was out. If Moncrief can play 16 games, well, I don't know if he can. But Moncrief can.
And Moncrief's definitely that red zone target. T.Y. I think's gone 5'7", 5'7", 5'7" so far in touchdowns for his career.
Right, we got a little
I've never
run.
been a huge fan, but
we got a running back run. Little running back run here. We got Gurley, Freeman, and DeMarco Murray off the board. A little running back run. Now it's dialing in. We one more pick away from our boy, the Fishbone. One pick.
Dez off the board. Oh. That's pretty deep for Dez.
I don't know. It's kind of like buying.
If he's healthy,
he's top 10 easily in terms of receiver.
I'm so scared. Dak doesn't love him like the Romo loved him.
All right, Fishbone with the Spencer Ware in the second round. And that's going to be an ouch, babe, for me.
Where's the shit gone? Let me get it. The shit gun has arrived for the Spencer Ware pick on the mighty Fishbone.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Keep the change.
All right, who you got?
AC ain't in charge no more.
The clock's going.
Oh, who we got? We got guy took what? Brandon Cooks. I like that pick. I mean, I'm not in love with it. But Brandon Cooks, I would take Cooks over Spencer Ware. I mean, Brandon Cooks over Dez.
I think you have to.
I mean, Brandon Cooks over Dez Bryant I would take Brandon Cooks over DeMarco Murray, too, if you're going back a few spots.
I think Cooks, he's going about the same places where he did last year.
Give me Cooks over Gurley if we're really going back.
He could be.
I mean, he's
feast or famine.
He is feast or famine.
He's a weekly feast or famine, but I think it's just so much upside, especially with Tom Brady.
I mean, if he learns that playbook, if he learns those route trees in that playbook and he gets a good report going with Tom Brady, he might blow up Winchell's out there.
All right, for me, I was really hoping Cooks would slide. I'm going to get on some Doug Baldwin, and I know in the second round that might seem a little steep, but he's the only guy that Russell Wilson really seems to feed. He gets the catches, he gets the touchdowns. He's never been a huge yardage guy, but, you know, I think after going, I had to go receiver after getting a running back, especially with the value here.
Doug Baldwin even helped win me money last year.
He cost me $150.
Yeah, Doug Baldwin helped me win the championship and a little side bet of $150 for yours truly over there. Doug Baldwin wipes the floor with Kelvin Benjamin. You heard me, baby.
Around the turn,
is trash.
Around the turn, we had Gronk, Rodgers, Cooper, Lamar Miller go. Lamar Miller really hasn't slid that much either from last year. He was going late.
He's awful.
He's going late second and
3 yards in a pile of dust.
And this year he's going around the third.
Without the pure volume, I mean, this guy was getting just volume, just like 25, 30 touches a game.
He can't run between the tackles.
But he's awful. He was showing no juke ability. There was no
explosion whatsoever.
It was head down, plow forward, fall down. Then all season
really
long.
Frustrating watching him.
His longest yard was like what, maybe 20, 30 yards?
Yeah.
It was dirt.
He had that one really nice receiving touchdown.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. He had that one sexy receiving touchdown, but my goodness, just a whole year full of mediocrity. You thought maybe he would snap out of it. It just never happened.
All right, third round. I scooped up Allen Robinson. I think him and Bortles are poised for a bounce-back year. They have a true head coach now. They brought in Tom Coughlin with that mental toughness back in there. I feel like they've been working with Bortles' mechanics. He can't be any worse than last year. And for a third-round price, I feel like there's still a high ceiling for Allen Robinson.
It's a risky dice, but I mean, you feel like it's between Allen Robinson. Oh, and the guy who was just taken after him, Demaryius Thomas. I mean, Demaryius Thomas's floor is clearly higher than Allen Robinson. I mean, I'm all in on Demaryius Thomas's floor is clearly higher than but Allen Robinson, I do believe, has a higher ceiling. He just scares me a little bit.
And I think getting Fournette is going to be huge. They're going to be probably getting at minimum 8 guys in the box, getting some single coverage for Robinson.
Fishbone on that Alshon Jeffrey train. Fishbone, ex-Bears.
Awful.
Still in the heart of the Fishbone.
I'm not a fan.
I think it's a better situation for him if he stays on the field and Carson wins.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not hating on it, but
if he's on the field, obviously he's good value there. But again, his only problem has been himself up to this point.
Yeah.
So,
then we got another early quarterback pick in Tom Brady.
I
don't do quarterbacks before the 8th round or some people. I'm not into it.
But believe it or not, I think if you're going to scoop up one, I feel like the 3rd and 4th round isn't bad value because a lot of these guys, I feel like you're reaching in the 3rd and 4th round.
The first 3 picks for that team are awesome.
Yeah.
I like those 3 together.
Yeah,
Beckham, Bryant, and Tom Brady.
He's got some clangers and bangers out there. I'm feeling him. Not horrible.
Right, Hopkins, wow, he's going to drop 2 full rounds.
This guy's drafted.
He can only get better than last year, though, in my opinion.
You'd hope so.
My God, he has to.
Can't find
Savage.
He absolutely.
If you're Hopkins, you gotta hope Watson is the guy, and you hope he starts week 1 over Savage.
He absolutely has to.
And he needs to learn how to try to catch the ball with 2 hands. He's always trying to make circus grabs for no reason.
The guy, this is my first tight end. This is my first tight end on my board. He had a golden shovel last year, but he has made his way back into the heart.
He gained the faith.
He has got back into my heart. Travis Kelce has just been picked. I think you got to take Kelce over the likes of Gronk. Gronk can't stay on the fucking football field.
Yeah.
3 back surgeries now. What, you think 3 back surgeries makes your back stronger? I don't think so.
I think I agree. I think Kelce is the #1 tight end to have. He's got health on his side. If you look at Gronk and Jordan Reed, obviously if they're on the field, their ceiling is extremely high.
Even if Jordan Reed's on the field, I'd probably still take Kelce.
But Kelce, and he's a target machine as well. I mean, there's really no other guy besides toward the end of the year.
And
they had Tyreek Hill going in there, but Kelce's the man.
And redraft, I almost like Greg Olsen just as much. 3 straight years over 1,000 yards.
He fizzled though, and you needed him the most.
Tight end was bad last year.
If Kyle Rudolph's the second tight end.
PPR #1 tight end was Greg Olsen, and he only had 3 touchdowns. That's saying,
and keeper and dynasty, I'm not touching him.
Fizzled bad. He came shooting out of the block.
Crowell, what is happening? Isaiah Crowell.
That's horrible.
Dude,
This guy shot up about 12 rounds from last
The
year.
third round is the dead zone.
Soup's on the clock.
It's the dead zone.
And I'm going to buy into some of that Green Bay offense. Give me Devontae Adams
That's
as my
solid.
number 3 receiver. I love that.
Another former Golden Shovel guy.
Golden Shovel. I mean, he's Golden Shovel.
He improved the
PPR, he was number 9 wide receiver to end the year.
Back in
A
that
lot of
ass.
He didn't go over 1,000 yards, but I think he had 12 or 14
Back in
touchdowns.
that ass with the resurrection. My pick here, I'm going to scoop up. I just love him. I mean,
I love him too. I like him a lot.
I just love him. I mean, he's coming out of the shitville of the Browns. He did a good year there. I'm going to take Terrell Pryor. He's got a much better quarterback. Pierre Garçon, D-Jacks are out of town. His main competition is a second-year guy who hasn't really had very much playing time.
Josh Doxson.
I mean, Crowder's a slot guy. They're going to regret if they put Crowder on the outside. So his main competition for snaps is
and they're not
Doxson.
running. And they're not running the ball, people.
I mean, Fat Rob's their best play. I mean, they're going to be chucking the ball at least 40 times a game, I'd say. I'm talking, I don't know. I mean, if the targets are there, I mean, I think they will be.
I think there's legitimate 1,400 yards for this guy this year. I think it's going to be volume and some more volume.
He only had 4 touchdowns last year because he played for the Browns, and the Browns only scored like 5 touchdowns total on the year, so he had like 4 of those. But Pryor, I mean, I'm feeling like I think he's going to be in that 8 to 9 touchdown range this year for the old Redskins out there.
He's only getting better too. Last was really first year playing full time wide
6'4",
I think
receiver.
he'll be real good.
6'4", 220.
What is he, like 27 years old?
He is getting
28?
up there.
I think
He's been
27.
around.
I'm
But
back on the clock.
Leonard Fournette off the board and
Crabtree off the board. You know, I mean, the Waters. I said I was going to go running back heavy, and the Waters running dry. You know, and I mean, I'm kind of feeling. I know there's a couple rookie hype wagons out there still, and McCaffrey and Mixon, but I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna go with old Beast Mode showing up in Oakland.
You know why I'm here.
Black and gray.
I'm buying into Marshawn Lynch.
Silver and
this
black?
year.
What am I talking about? I'm losing my mind. Black and gray? I'm fucking,
What's happening?
I don't know what's happening. Silver and black is rolling up hard. Rolling up. And, oh, you know, they didn't give him money to not hit him the football, baby.
I'm in on it. I really am. I
that
think
offensive line's top 3 in the NFL.
That whole offense is
their offensive line is probably the second best offensive line behind Dallas. And if you're
Latavius
doing
Murray can do what he did, I think beast mode. I know he's had a year of rest, and we're not really sure. We got to see him a little bit in game action, but I'm feeling this.
I think if you're gonna do a no running back technique and you're gonna go first 3 rounds wide receivers, Marshawn Lynch is your boy in round number 4.
I'm rambling. Who'd you take? I ran my cutting you rambling.
4th round. I have 3 starting receivers, but no running backs yet. And I probably would have taken Marshawn Lynch had he not, but I'm going to take Tevin Coleman. He's not even a starter on his team, but I think he's a guy, all he needs is 10 to 15 touches a game. Anytime he touches the ball, things going to happen.
He's an explosive guy. I like it.
If a Freeman injury were to happen,
instant top end.
Return.
Yeah, instant top end.
Oh yeah,
running back
he'd instantly
one.
go up to like a top 3-4 guy on weekly leagues.
Yeah, easily. He's a top 5 play if Freeman's out.
Yeah.
All right, Keenan Allen off the board. Hopefully he can stay healthy.
Got the hate in my heart. He's not going to play football. What did he play, like 20 snaps last year?
Drew Brees,
Still slanging.
Jordan Reed, C.J. Anderson. Your team, the team we were liking. I don't
It's
like
so
that
muddy.
C.J. Anderson
No,
pick
It's
at
too
all.
muddy in
Now
Denver.
it's over for him.
It's muddy.
Speaking of bad, Fishbone with the double. The double.
Hey,
the double.
Doug Martin's not
What's
that
happening?
awful.
Doug Martin. I feel like Doug Martin might not never play a
Fishbone.
game in his life again at this point.
Fishbone's
I
gonna
mean,
hate.
Doug Martin is better than Spencer Ware at least.
Fishbone's gonna like watch the replay of the video and like fucking call me and be so mad. Really, He's shitting all over my brother, but I am, dude. I'm gonna.
I'd take. He's a dead eye.
He's dead eye. I got the hate in my heart for Dougie Fresh. He's dead. He's the.
All right, second rookie running back, McCaffrey off the board. That's not a bad spot for him. I think late 4th's all right.
I love him.
I'm gonna go with some volume here and I'm going to get Julian Edelman as my third wide receiver.
Jules.
I'm not afraid. I'm really not afraid of the Cooks. If anything, I feel like it helps out. They're going to be slinging it. Julian Edelman, as long as he gets his 8 to 9 catches a game, that's all his value is.
I think Tom Brady.
I think Corn's out of town, so that's another intermediate receiver that's not.
Brady's going to go ballistic this year, and I'm saying it now in May. The Patriots are going to repeat.
Oh, the Patriots ripping that ass. They're undeniable sex.
All right, Watkins, Hyde, Landry, Tyreek Hill.
Undeniable sex.
All right, fifth round. I think it's time. I'm going to scoop up the second running back. I think running back's gone pretty dry, so I'm going to...
Bears ain't had no sex.
I'm taking a risk, and I'm going to go with some Joe Mixon here. Cincinnati.
That's a good pick.
If this guy...
I love it.
If this guy just like would lay off of beating women, this guy would be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. If he can get it together, this guy easily could be RB1, and I'm serious.
Marvin Lewis might be able to straighten him out a little bit, slap him around. But I mean, my goodness. I mean, Jeremy Hill is like a shit bum. He's dead to the world, and Gio Bernard's coming off a mid-season ACL injury, and I just don't know. He's probably not going to be ready for Week 1 anyway in the Gio.
Right.
And they're talking about trying to trade Jeremy Hill. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy Hill didn't even make the final 53.
Back-to-back extremely disappointing seasons for Hill.
Garbage.
All right, Montgomery's off. Matt Ryan taken by the Fish. We got Adrian Peterson. How do you guys feel about the AP?
I'm a hater. I think
thumbs down.
Going to total thumbs down. I think him going to New Orleans muddied the water for both him and Ingram. I don't want anything to do with either of them now.
I think if you're going to get a guy in New Orleans, I'm going to wait extremely late, and I'm going to take Alvin Kamara. And I'm serious. He's the guy to have in New Orleans.
Couple old dirties. Larry Fitzgerald. Brandon Marshall off the board, couple old dirties.
Brandon Marshall, he might do it. Red zone threat.
Who'd the Fishbone even take? We passed that.
No, you got Matt Ryan.
We didn't pay attention to you that time.
That's a nice pick.
Off the board.
Yeah, that's fine.
Eddie Lacy is hot trash.
Eddie Lacy's hot garbage.
He didn't get his bonus. He dropped to 252, got his 55K bonus.
Why can't I get $55,000 for losing weight? Maybe I would.
All right, who you got over here?
Fifth round, the soup. I need to go running back, and there's not a whole lot of options.
Oh, man, it is so dark.
And everybody that plays fantasy with me knows I love young dudes, so I'm taking Dalvin Cook. I'm taking the upside.
That's saying, I mean, I don't know. You might have to wait a few weeks for that to
Murray's
really pay off.
Murray's coming off surgery, and they traded up to get him in the draft.
I know.
And I agree. I agree that I think I would draft Cook over Murray, even though Murray is going to be the initial starter. I think Cook's the guy to have later in the season.
I think the way fantasy is played anymore, though, you got to have good receivers, and you can figure out running back throughout the season.
I think Cook can be kind of a future LaShawn McCoy type of guy.
Yeah, you really just need to land. I mean, if you're looking to do no running back strategy, you really just need to land one or two of those guys to turn into a top 15 running back. And you're really up in that ass. All right, I'm in desperate need of a wide receiver right now because I've taken 3 of the 4 picks as running backs.
There's some decent wide receiver.
I'm going to go with the hype. I think he is going to be. A starter. I mean, how are they going to deny him? I mean, if he's playing football, if he's not getting suspended, I mean, this guy's going to be out there. He's going to be getting it done. Oh, Martavis Bryant right now.
Oh, we've been through this drill with Josh Gordon.
I know.
He's Josh Gordon reincarnate.
Yeah, I don't know if he's as dumb. He might not be as bad.
I won't touch players like that
anymore. I kind of regret what I just did.
If there's Moncrief, I probably would have took Moncrief over Bryant.
Yeah, man.
Benjamin.
I just saw, I just had, visions of grandeur.
All right, Benjamin's off.
You're back on the clock.
Benjamin back on the clock. I'm going to take this has just gone too far. I mean, it's a full, 2.5 rounds since the last tight end's even been taken. I'm going to take Greg Olsen, who might even, that's a great value right there.
Like we said, number 1 tight end last year, even getting it done.
I was kind of shitting on him a little bit ago, but I mean, Jesus Christ.
It now, the value's there.
The value is there. I'm in.
Soup's back on the clock. And I'm going young again. I already have my 3 starters at wide receiver, so I'm going to take upside. And I love this guy. I'm going to take Corey Davis from Tennessee. I think he's going to be a stud in the NFL. I think he's going to be one of those rookies that comes in the league and goes for over 1,000 yards right away.
I agree 100%.
His route running is incredible.
I think this guy is going to be a perfect marriage with Mariota. This guy's going to be instant impact starter.
Poor Rashard Matthews.
Yeah, Rashard Matthews.
He's still getting paid more than we are. So.
Yeah, all right. All right, fuck you.
No, I'm a firm believer.
I think that makes that team better too, the Titans.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Golden Tate, Mark Ingram, Sanders. There goes Latavius.
There he goes. Crowder.
Fish taking the Crowder.
Oh, the fish bone up
With
in that
no more
Crowder.
Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon, he could do things.
I mean, you know,
This
they
guy-
got Dox in there. And
This guy was going pretty much borderline undrafted, and here he finds himself in the 6th round. And it really, his competition, I mean, he put up big numbers last year, and his competition is
not
down
big
from this year.
numbers.
Pretty decent, though.
Average.
He was a sexy boy for about 3 or
never
4
had
weeks, and then he kind of.
He was a solid wide receiver, too, for a while for you.
All right.
Only a couple weeks, really.
We got
All right.
another quarterback in Andrew Luck.
All right, and I'm kind of on the same board here. I feel like the value's getting there. So I'm going to scoop me up tight end, and I'm going to go Delaney Walker. Corey Davis really doesn't scare me in terms of taking away from Delaney Walker because Mariota, the young quarterbacks, definitely like that safety blanket.
He was the original Joker Deluxe.
So I'm
Deluxe.
feeling it. I'm liking it.
Back in that another quarterback in Derek Carr. We got Derrick Henry. I kind of, I'm not hating on that pick. That's a decent high upside pick there. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
it's a guy that'll sit on your bench all year, and if he gets the opportunity, he's probably going to be really
DeMarco
good.
Murray played all last season. I think he's due to miss a few games this year.
You can't have two great
No.
seasons in a row.
Nah, DeMarco Murray. I don't know. I do like Murray, but my goodness, that first round tenor,
Jimmy
second
Graham.
round was bad.
Jimmy Graham and Theo Riddick off the board.
I don't even know what to say about Theo Riddick.
Yeah,
Touch him.
that's no.
All right, I'm
I
gonna go.
get it. We're in PPR, and that's what he does. But my goodness, I just don't know. His ceiling is just so low.
I think I'm gonna wait on quarterback here, and I'm gonna get a bench player, and I'm gonna get Willie Snead. I think
Fast Willie.
with Brandon Cooks going out, Willie Snead was doing it for you for a while as the third wide receiver in New Orleans, very pass heavy with Drew Brees still slinging it. Willie Snead, if he's gonna be on the field and he's gonna be the second option in that offense in the passing game, I don't see how he can be any worse than a wide receiver 3 for you.
Oh yeah, you gotta be
There's
one.
just-
He's got to be a weekly flex
There's
play.
been so many Willie Snead types throughout the years with Drew Brees. And
Willie, yeah.
I find it hard to buy into anymore after the number 1 receiver in New Orleans. Because you never know who's going to have their week.
And but they're still going to chug it 50, 60 times a game, so there'll be volume
football. We got Fishbone. No, not Fishbone.
there. No, we got Cobb.
Randall
Fish
Cobb.
went to Deshaun Jackson. And I actually do believe in Deshaun Jackson. I think having Mike Evans on the other side, and I think Jameis Winston is
if you're not
an
getting
incredible
Deshaun-
sleeper late at quarterback.
If you're not covering Deshaun Jackson over the top of the safety, he might be able to fuck you up. And I don't think they're going to be able to do that with Mike Evans on the other side.
Like I said, I think Jameis Winston is going to be a guy to target late. He's got so many good weapons there. They drafted O.J. Howard, the rookie tight end. I think this is going to be an offense that will be very fierce.
You got Martellus Bennett's gone. Old Dirty Frank's gone.
I
Still
like
getting it done.
Martellus in Green Bay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
decent. I do like it. We got Will Powell. We're talking about Will Powell might be the starter over old Matt Forte, and I'm kind of don't see why the hell not. And we got Amir Abdullah, who, how many years are we going to pick Amir
That's
Abdullah?
like a run of 3 running backs I would never touch on any of my teams.
Not. Will
All right.
Powell is clearly the best of
Troops
those
on
3
the
guys.
clock,
I
yeah.
really believe. I know
have-
Frank Gore grinds and pounds, but when is it going to end?
Soup's got 4 receivers, 2 running backs. So, I had this guy last year in my main keeper league, and I like him a lot. I'm going Kyle Rudolph. The Reindeer Games, number 2 overall tight end in PPR leagues last year.
Man.
I know it was a down year, but still, he scored over 200 points in PPR, and I'll take him in the 7th round all day.
Sam
Screw it,
Bradford loves him.
Let's stick with the Vikings. We're going to go with a guy that always starts off the season hot and sexy and bothered out there, but then cools down. So if he does it again, I'll probably be looking to move his ass. But if not, hopefully he can steal in one of my flex spots and turn into something decent. I'm going to take Stephon Diggs here right before the turn. Turn guy may have, yep, we got Eifert. And old Fat Rob's going, and then, all right, I'm up. Well, my... Dig deep on a wide receiver. Take in the number 1 wide receiver for the Chicago Bears. Oh my goodness. Number 1 wide receiver for the Chicago Bears. Oh my God.
How did it happen?
How is it happening? He has arisen from the dust. Cameron Meredith, I'm taking him right here in the early 8th round, and I'm not really feeling too good about it. But I'm going to go ahead and do it. Bears represent number 1. I feel like we're going to be losing football games.
He's better than Kevin White. He's better than Kevin White.
I'm not even sure Kevin White's a real person yet.
He got his Maserati stolen yesterday.
Nice.
That is Maserati.
All right, Soup's on the clock. And I'm taking a young second-year player upside. I know he's a Brown, but I like him. He was awesome in college. Corey Coleman. I'm going to give him a second chance this year. He was injured last year for the majority of the season, but he showed flashes, a few flashes.
I like Coleman a lot as a sleeper as well.
Yeah, Pryor's out of town. They got, Browns are going to be losing football games. I mean, that's what they do.
I mean, he might be the only Cleveland Brown receiver that I truly even know who he is.
If I got 75 catches for 1,000 yards and a handful of touchdowns.
Someone has to catch the ball. Someone's going to have to get it.
All right.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to throw it, too.
Zach Ertz, and somebody's got a little faith in Rashard Matthews. Just went off the board.
That might end up being the worst pick of the draft.
Yeah, Rashard Matthews. No, I don't know. I'm just feeling. I don't know. You think Rashard Matthews has got to go out there and outperform Corey Davis for at least the
Tajay Sharp, bro.
Oh, he's dead. And Bears are getting Delaware runoff Titans, Delaware runoff Crabs, with Kendall Wright as a Bear. What are we doing, Bears? That's filth.
Cam Newton's off.
Cam Newton.
Eric Decker somehow still on the Jets is off.
And I'm going to draft Eric Decker's wife.
Eric Decker, oh man.
Fishbone with the Ebron. He's getting the all-injured team, apparently.
Oh, the hype. The Ebron hype.
Paul Perkins, the new starter.
That is a guy that is flying under the radar.
Paul Perkins is going late for being for a starting running back on a team.
I mean, the Giants running backs are usually pretty trash, though. Historically trash.
I don't hate it.
I mean, who's the last good
Tiki
Barber?
Or Brandon Jacobs?
No, last great. That's not Brandon Jacobs.
David Wilson never really got a chance.
All right,
Poor David Wilson.
Oh man!
I waited on quarterback a little bit, and I'm actually feeling pretty lucky in the 8th round here. I'm picking up Big Ben here.
Shotgun Berg.
This guy here is dead.
Just because he's got some health issues, I might have to take a quarterback. Not too distant future here.
I love the Berg, man.
If he's on there, I think he's got to be. He's got to be a must start, no matter what the matchup is.
Real life.
Martavis Bryant plays football. It really ups his fucking abilities too out there.
All right, LeGarrette Blount, Jeremy Maclin.
Woodhead, old Danny Wu rolling at the Ravens now. I mean, I'm not really hating on the Danny Wu. I mean, going in,
with we'll see where his health's at.
Yeah, he's old.
He might be. I don't know if he's gonna be ready for the first game, but
he's old.
Parker's
small
off
and white.
Yeah, he's old and small and white.
Those are not three good.
I'm gonna take with Joe Mixon as my second running back. I'm gonna take a little risk with Thomas Rawls here. Even though Eddie Lacy's probably going to start the season, I mean, who even knows at this point who Eddie Lacy is? And Rawls, when he was healthy, he by far looked like the most explosive back on that team.
I mean, he might be undeniable. I mean, they might not be able to keep him off the field. I mean, if they're going to keep chugging Lacy's cheeseburger ass into the line of scrimmage, and Rawls has been getting it done for you, I mean,
I would just prefer to steer clear of that backfield this
year.
year.
I'm not really about it either, but I mean, if you're going to have one...
You got Pro Size there, too.
Pro size, yeah, you could probably get him.
I mean, we're talking about Lacey in the 5th or Rawls in the 9th. I mean, give me Rawls in the 9th all day long.
Yep.
All right, my boy OJ Howard, I talked about earlier, off. Oh, Perrine.
The
Fishbowl must be watching the Tankers episodes. He's feeling the Perrine.
Watching that special.
I think Perrine, he's a guy. He could be a week 1 starter for Washington. I'm serious.
Right,
Russell Wilson's off.
Danger Rush.
Jamal Charles.
Back-to-back dead running backs and Jamal Charles and Matt Bourdain. These guys here are dead.
Jordan Matthews is his stock couldn't get any
No, he still
lower.
played football.
Cross them off there.
Soup's on the clock.
Who you got out there?
9.
You're all digging deep.
I need running back here, so I'm gonna go.
Young blood.
Yeah, I'm going rookie. I feel like all he needs is an opportunity, and the starting running back in front of him, Spencer Ware, I'm not a believer in, so I'm taking Kareem Hunt.
Third rookie on the team.
I love the Rooks.
Third rook, got a couple of second-year minutes.
I would rather take him in the 9th over Ware in the 2nd all day long as well, too.
All right, the quarterbacks are falling off, and I better scoop one up before it's too late. We're going to get my boy Captain Kirk, who led me to some glory. Yeah, I wrote him a love letter last year, and that, my love has yet to fade. So I'm gonna go and draft him here in the late 9th and
get himself
a new man. He is the most disrespected player in the NFL.
If you're Washington, what are you doing? This guy, I truly believe this guy can be a franchise quarterback.
Oh my God! If Kirk Cousins was a Chicago Bear, Chicago would love this.
Trade him for Blake Bortles right now, and I'd be a happy man.
Give him all to the Bears.
I'll take him.
Prescott.
We'll give him Trubisky. They can have him.
Oh no. Trubisky.
Who the fuck are the Redskins saying they have that they can move because they don't feel bad? Like Colt Brennan or some fucking dick choppery? Who the fuck is it?
I don't even know who they're.
I don't know.
Dak off the board.
Dak and Mike Wallace. There's a believer in the Mikey Dub.
All right, back to you.
This is a pick. I don't know. I don't really like it, but he did show signs of excellence and then faded to black pretty fast. I'll take Marvin Jones here.
Ooh.
Pretty late, but I don't know.
I think your receivers are hurting, Word.
Yeah, they are too. Hey, look at them. We got.
Ouch.
Babe, come on.
You gotta hope Terrell Pryor is your boy.
Terrell Pryor.
And you gotta hope Brian.
Well,
is there
I got beast mode in the flex, so that's not so bad.
See, if this was a league, I'm loaded on receiver, he's loaded on running back, we'd be making deals after the draft.
Yeah. I mean, look, I got Meredith, Stephon Diggs. I mean, these dudes are all bum dicks. I mean, my best receiver is Terrell Pryor.
Soup is on the clock, and I'm going to take I'm going a second-year wide receiver in Houston, Will Fuller. He started the year off hot last year, and then he faded down the stretch, but the whole team did, and Brock Osweiler is trash. So I like Will Fuller's upside.
Alright.
Stafford followed by a couple of garbage picks in defense. I don't know why these people do this. Houston D, Denver D, they're gone for some reason. Another garbage pick. Jeremy Hill, John Brown, Jay Stu.
Alright.
We got a rookie.
I'm trying it. Right here. Mike Williams. Why not? I mean, I feel like if Keenan Allen, he's having trouble staying on the field. Mike Evans is kind of a big body guy in the red zone.
I'm a hater on the Mike Williams.
I mean, we're talking about, what are we at here? We're talking 10th round here.
Laquan Treadwell.
I'm not a big fan, but I understand.
We're talking 10th round darts here, and if we're throwing at darts, we might as well throw it at a top 10 and pick and rookie.
Yep.
All right, defense off, couple quarterbacks. Back to me. I'm gonna scoop up the second quarterback because Berg's down to miss at least one game. So I'm gonna pick a nice sneaky quarterback play and Eli Manning. I mean, look at the receivers he's got this year. He's got Odell Beckham. They bring in a guy like Marshall. They already had Shepard, who's kind of coming into his own last year as a rookie. They drafted Evan Ingram at tight end, who's not going to play tight end. He's going to be a fourth wide receiver out there. So, and like we said, the running backs you can't really trust anyway. So I feel like Eli Manning along with.
If you're looking to wait, I mean, if you're looking to get your quarterback one even in the 11th round, I mean, I'm not hating on Eli Manning. Who's to say Eli Manning's not a top 10 quarterback? I mean, he's not really a top 3, top 5 guy. Eli Manning can easily be a top 10 quarterback.
Just play matchups.
Play matchups.
Play
I like to play the matchups out there. If you get a couple 11, 13 round quarterbacks feeling good about.
Garcon, Fishbone taking Hunter Henry, and I love that pick.
I like it too.
If Hunter Henry, he would have had a much better year last year, but I felt like they were really trying to force feed it into Gates down the stretch, trying to get that touchdown record.
But do you think the whole move to LA is in Phillip Rivers' head? It might be.
I'm not a believer.
Phillip Rivers.
I feel like his next contract's probably more in his head.
I think that can affect a guy a lot more.
Yeah.
All right,
maybe
defense.
Mariota. That's not good news for you.
No, I was hoping for Mariota to fall. I'm in trouble.
No, the water. You wait till the water runs dry. You're gonna spend the rest.
Beasley
Sproles.
Of his life.
I think you have to take quarterback, even if you don't love one here, because it's already dead.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna go the rifle. I'm gonna take Andy Dalton. I know he's awful.
No. This is what happens, kids.
Well,
this is what happens when you wait too long.
I would talk to like the Winston owner or the Russell Wilson owner.
You get the
or the Eli Manning owner.
Happens, kids.
You can always find a quarterback in my opinion.
Let's say Brandon Marshall's done. Let's say he's
Which
done.
could very well be.
Let's say he's done. Sterling Shepard looked pretty good last year in his rookie campaign. I want to scoop him up here because my receivers are bad, and I gotta hope that one or two of these dick bums show up to play football on Sundays.
Or Thursdays.
I fucking hate Thursdays. If I've got two dick bums and one of them plays on Thursday, they're already scratched off.
Shows up in London.
Going with
Mexico.
the other dick bum. Going with him, dude. If you got, if you're deciding between two dudes that are basically the same guy, one of them plays on Thursday, easy decision. Thursday football sucks. Everybody sucks.
Who's going? Kenneth Dixon.
Suspended first 4 games. After the first 4 games, I think he's gonna probably be the back to own in Baltimore. But either way, Baltimore backfield is so crowded. You got West, you got Woodhead, you got Dixon. It's too much for me.
Seattle D.
All right. Let's go back to you here. Who are you thinking?
We're gonna bring in some muscles. We're gonna bring in some muscles and some Jamal Williams. Show him the muscles, baby. Show him the muscles. Bring him the muscles.
Look at him.
Oh my goodness. All right, moving on.
All right, Soup's on the clock. I'm going rookie running back again here.
Look at these rookies.
I'm late in drafts. I'm taking strict upside, and that usually involves young players. I'm taking Alvin Kamara.
We were talking about him earlier.
He's my boy. I'm telling you.
All it'll take is an injury, or
I'm serious. I think if you,
he'll at least be the pass catcher.
I think he's gonna
honestly, he'll probably be nothing. But
I think early on he can find his way in that third down role.
All it takes is a torn ACL in training camp. Somebody, baby.
I mean, those first
coaching staff. Mark Ingram was falling out of favor out there. I mean, him and Sean Payton have problems.
Ingram and Peterson have health issues. Kamara is explosive. He's going to be in on third downs. In Dynasty, I think he is a serious pick. But in
really
redraft,
know much about him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's explosive.
These early mock drafts. I mean, this is going to change so much.
We'll see what happens once it gets into some preseason games.
Just really good to give you an early look on what's going on out here.
I'm feeling it. All right, we had a bunch of guys come off before me. We had guys like Duke Johnson, Tyrod Taylor, Procise, Deion Lewis, Ted Ginn, who is a serious sleeper in my book. They got rid of Brandon.
I'm not hating on him.
Brandon in the 12th round. Brandon Cooks is out. He's a one-trick pony. But with Drew Brees, I feel like he can throw the deep ball, and that's a great pick. Another sleeper, Josh Doxson. I like that pick. Washington, he was banged up a little bit. 2 guys are out of competition, so it's pretty much.
He missed the season.
Yeah.
Well, he played a little.
Yeah, he played a little. I think he played a little there toward the end.
He was like $100 in daily fantasy. All right, I'm going to scoop up my backup tight end. I talked about him earlier. I'm going back-to-back Giants, getting some Evan Ingram. He's more of a receiver, so I feel like for a backup tight end, I'm kind of in love with it.
I'm back when the day, like what we were talking about 12 years ago, when Marcus Colston came out and was a rookie, he was listed on all these fantasy sites as a tight end, and he was playing wide receiver, and people were just raking it in for him. And this is the guy this year. You might be able to steal yourself another Marcus Colston out here with old Evan, goddamn fucking shit in bed, Evan Ingram.
All right, guys, with a defense along with Kenny Britt, Josh Gordon, apparently.
Kenny Britt is awful, and now he's a Brown. That's even worse.
Adam Thielen, that's not bad. Adam Thielen, the 13th, he was kind of doing stuff for a while. Had a huge game that was just dumb. I'm going to get a guy, and I know he's a New England running back, but he honestly looked like the best back in Cincinnati last year, and that's sad to say. But Rex Burkhead right here for New England.
Oh, no. That pick's dead. That's a dead ball. If Blunt is back in town, and the Gillislee's on the scene, and the James White, and the Muddied, and the Waters.
As of right now,
he's a special teamer.
As of right now, LeGarrette Blount is not on the New England roster, so as of this day in May, Rex Burkhead is a member of my team.
Yeah, but he couldn't beat out Jeremy Hill or Gio Bernard.
Oh, there you go.
Isn't Rex Burkhead a white guy?
He's white.
But you know, he is the prototypical
He's a prototypical Patriots running back.
You're right.
All right. I mean, he's going to get like those 4 or 5 touchdowns from the 3-yard line that everybody gets pissed about.
All in the same game.
It's going to be like, give it to my guy, know this dick. And that's what's going to happen to you. But no one's ever going to start him. No one's ever going to get those points. You're just going to cock you out of your points. Feel good about it.
All right, we had a whole bunch of guys go off. We had Julius Thomas, Tyler Lockett, John Ross, the speedster, Gio. All right, you're up.
You're up. What we got?
Soup. I'm going to go. All right, you guys are going to criticize this pick, and that's fine. I don't care. Strictly upside and Bears. I'm taking Adam Shaheen from the Ashland University.
Oh, no.
Bears.
Sexy boy.
He played for Sauk.
Hey.
He was tearing up those Skyhawks.
I know. He's probably going to. The Bears are going to be awful. I don't care.
Oh, God. A dumpster fire. It's
well, at least he's not.
Who you got over
He's not some 35-year-old dude.
Throwing more darts at the board. My wide receivers are bad. Bring in Bashard Perryman. He had some flashes. He had a few flashes of sexitude. A few flashes of his receding hairline and his dreads.
Awful.
He just shaved it.
He's the worst. He's the worst.
He's
a bum.
Well, he's gonna enter the list of my list of bums then.
Shot list.
There we go. All right, we got a couple
back
more
at ya.
I'm gonna rookie dart wide receiver. Let's go with Sammy Watkins. Can't really stay on the football field. Give me some Zay Jones.
You know,
I like that pick.
I love Zay Jones in the 14th.
Doesn't he set the record in college, right, for career receiving yards, I think?
Yeah.
This guy's doing it.
Where did he play? Small school.
I don't even remember.
No.
But he's out there.
Good thing nobody watches this late.
Dude, I think it was Corey Davis who had the receiving record for college, but it was obviously a smaller school. All right, who you got?
This is tough, but I got to take my backup quarterback here, and it's extremely slim pickings. I'm gonna take Carson Wentz. What is there to lose? Whatever.
Throwing darts at the board at this point. The kickers are coming off the board. My goodness.
Maybe he hit that rookie wall last year after his hot start.
Tyrell Williams. All right, this dude took Dede Dorsey, whoever that is, so which reminded me of another guy. So why not? I'm gonna take
Dede Dorsey is seriously dead, though. I mean, I was joking around earlier, being like, "This guy is dead," but Dede Dorsey, I don't even think he's been in the league.
So I'm gonna take Dede Westbrook.
I'm not
Jacksonville first.
Back-to-back days.
I'm picking the Westbrook here. You know, I mean, it's a little insurance for A-Rob.
I mean, you clearly got the better day. This guy doesn't even. This guy works at Quickie Mart.
Couple kickers. Kevin White got drafted.
All right, so we're back to me here.
That is the worst.
Hopefully that was.
And I'll just throw a dart. Mohamed Sanu here.
I'm out there.
So, I mean, whatever. I mean, Atlanta's high flying. We're talking 15th round.
All right, down the shit list.
Soup on the clock.
Taking him. Talking starters.
As of right now, he's the #1 running back in Baltimore. I'm
Maybe,
Terrence West.
Oh.
Over 1,000 yards last year and 5-6 touchdowns. 1,000 total yards, receiving and rushing. I'll take it.
We'll go DJ Yeldon because it's the second to last pick in the draft.
You can't criticize Terrence West if you're taking TJ Yeldon.
I can't. That's shitty.
Yeah, I mean, Yeldon could find his way. You don't know.
Yeldon, I'm taking
Find his
TJ
way.
Yeldon.
Fournette was injured last year, so
insurance.
it's decent. All right. Bordeaux's last pick of this mock. This was only 15 rounds, but
yeah, usually drafts are like 20 rounds or so. But you know, at this point, people have been taking defense. People have been taking even kickers. I mean, the Waters. I mean, you know, we're not really getting a good feel at when people start taking kickers out there.
all right. So once again, we're gonna hit you up on mock drafts, probably at least 1 to 2 a month here, just to keep you updated with everything.
What would you guys grade yourself on your draft?
Oh,
on your team?
A plus, babe. No, I think if I'm looking at my team, there's no position that truly stands out, but I think it's a solid team. I think my running back situation is a little greasy, but I'd probably give myself a B plus. I really like my tight ends and my quarterbacks that I was able to wait on.
My lack of stud running back and quarterback, I'd put myself in the C plus B minus range.
Got a lot of young guys.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, this team's not awful, but I know I can definitely do better. This is my first time doing a mock this year from the 10 spot, trying it out.
I mean, I like my running backs are good, and my wide receivers are boom, kind of bust kind of guys. And hopefully a couple of them pan out and work out for me, because I do have some old dirty Greg Olsen and a decent quarterback and Kirk Cousins to kind of carry the weight for me a little bit if one of those guys doesn't perform week in and week out. But a team that I'm looking at, I'm kind of digging on a little. I mean, you know, the guy who took Day Dorsey, he must have faded to the black, maybe he disappeared. But before that, he was kind of doing it a little bit for the first 5 rounds with the.
I think from the 4 spots, it's very solid. Antonio Brown, Cooks, D-Train, that is solid going out there in PPR. McCaffrey and Montgomery. If you're going for the no running back technique, you might as well get the running backs that are going to catch balls. Yeah. And that's what these guys are going to do.
He did. He really went out there and get it. He kind of, quarterback a little early. I'm not really on that. But he got some, I mean, if Randall Cobb can return to form, he can, maybe fill in a decent flex spot for him. He got the upside of Perkins and O.J. Howard. And, I mean, after that, he kind of slipped into the dark. But the first 7 or 8 rounds, he was performing.
All right.
Who else we got with a decent? I mean, that's the only real other team that I can really respond to, because, I mean, these other teams...
Let's grade Fishbone.
Fishbone. Dialing up the Fishbone. We got
from the 5 hole here.
I mean...
Fishbone. I'm not digging it, brother.
Fishbone really needs Crowder and Djax to perform, and for Doug Martin.
And Alshon.
He needs everyone to stay healthy.
Every one of his picks after Julio is
if you look at guys,
dicey.
If we're just going to name guys of injury history, we're looking at Julio, Ware, Jeffrey, Doug, Deshaun, Ibram, John Brown. I mean, he just needs to stay healthy is the main thing.
Perrine can end up being his best running back.
Perrine legitimately...
Yeah,
I'm serious.
I don't know if I would put the Washington backfield like as Matt Jones showed us last year.
I would have thrown.
He had mad off-season hype.
I would have threw more darts in that backfield than receivers down the stretch. But
Matt Jones, that's right, because who the fuck is Matt Jones?
This is guy like a 4th round pick last year.
Goddamn.
He had like a good 2-minute YouTube highlight.
Yeah, they pumped him up with that Who video, that Who song. They ran him out there, catching like maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns. And
what would you guys say is your favorite pick of your team?
I mean, obviously I love David Johnson at 1, but you can't pick a 1st round guy for your favorite pick. So I actually really feel like me waiting on the tight ends and the quarterbacks are probably my best picks, and I feel like I have good depth too with Walker and Ingram and Roethlisberger and Eli. I feel like those are both solid guys that I waited on.
Yeah, I like my first round pick too because I got lucky and Melvin Gordon slid to me down there at 11. But I got the value of Greg and the solidness of Kirk pretty late.
And I think Marshawn Lynch in the flex.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch in the flex is fairly sexy for me. And even if, just in case the guys like Jay Ajayi, kind of shit the bed out there, at least I got a Marshawn Lynch to fill the void of my RB2.
My favorite pick is probably Devontae Adams in the third. I love him as my third wide receiver, a guy who scored 12 touchdowns last year.
I mean, he was. I
also like where I got
on the field with Rodgers. He can be your boy.
Will Fuller
sure.
in the 10th. I like that a lot too.
Oh, you're a believer.
That's boom or bust.
You're a believer.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up for us here. Once again we're gonna catch you up on some mock drafts, doing at least 1 to 2 a month here. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on the Twitter, and we'll get back with you. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Catch you later.